So I've decided I need to do videos for all of my blog posts. I realized that my boyfriend of 10 years wasn't even reading anything I wrote. So if I couldn't get him to read it, what are the chances that anyone else was gonna read it? It's ridiculous. I mean, he's a doctor. It's not like he should be busy right now. Kind of hoping he doesn't watch this because then I can really hold it over his head for leverage in the future. I am a treasure and he's very lucky to have me. So today what I'm going to be talking about is gastrodiplomacy.
It's called gastrodiplomacy. That means using food to extend a country's cultural influence.
Governments have realized that they can use their country's food and getting other people and governments to like their country's food as a way to gain recognition and power. If you're a small country, if you're a developing country, you've realized you can't compete with these global superpowers like China and America, economically or militarily. But what you can do is gain a certain amount of cultural capital through getting people to love your country's cuisine. So it might sound a little strange and overblown, and I was skeptical at first, but then I realized that I choose 99% of my friends based on their ability to either bring me good food or eat good food with me. So then I was on board. And let's take Korean food. So we think we love Korean food because it tastes good, which it does. But really, we all love Korean food because the Korean government has spent millions of dollars making sure that we love Korean food. They saw the benefits that people in the world falling in love with K-pop had for their economy, for their cultural recognition overseas, and they realized that food was the next frontier and the next way they could gain even more economic and social benefits. So they spent the money, they did the advertising, they created a kimchi institute, real thing, and they incepted kimchi into all of our taste buds. They made the world fall in love with fermented cabbage. That is how powerful a tool gastrodiplomacy is. So gastrodiplomacy doesn't just give a country soft power or cultural influence. It also has other benefits, economic benefits. We're all now importing kimchi from Korea, and that helps their economy and export industry. And now that we're all interested in Korean culture, people are way more likely to go visit Korea, which helps Korea's tourism industry as well. Really, it's just about gastrodiplomacy helping to build a country's brand recognition. But there is one country that reigns supreme, that has the best gastrodiplomacy program ever, that taught other countries how to do it, and that is Thailand. So, Thai food is my favorite food in the world. And I thought I loved it because something to do with me, with my own tastes and preferences. You know, I love sweet and sour foods. No. I love Thai food. We all love Thai food because the Thai government decided that we should love Thai food. They went hard. So there were business loans for Thai people who wanted to open Thai restaurants. They wrote books on how Thai people could open Thai restaurants abroad. There were special visas if you wanted to open a Thai restaurant. Have you ever thought about why all the Thai restaurants from your youth kind of looked alike? You know, the gold elephant and all the gold motifs? It's because they were all using the same cookie cutter business plans from the Thai government as part of their gastrodiplomacy program. Now all of this, the millions of dollars spent, worked. Every one of us has eaten Thai food. All around the world there are Thai restaurants. But have you ever thought about how many Thai restaurants there are versus how many Thai immigrants there are in your city? So for example, in America, there's one Mexican restaurant for every 650 Mexican Americans. But for Thai food, there's one restaurant for every 55 Thai Americans. That ratio is completely different. It's crazy. And it's not just the food. Everyone knows Thailand as this global tourist destination. It is number 9 most popular tourist destination in the world, ahead of the UK and number 10. It worked so well at making Thailand a much bigger player on the global stage, the world stage. Gastrodiplomacy, food, did that for Thailand. So I'm not going to pretend that finding out one of the great loves of my life, me and Pad Thai, was orchestrated by a Thai bureaucrat. I'm not going to pretend that it didn't hurt. Do you know the episode of Friends where Chandler finds out who Monica actually wanted to hook up with in London? I felt that level of, hurt and betrayal.
So when I went to your room that night, I was actually looking for Joey.
Yeah, baby. Go, baby. Oh my God.
Really, gastrodiplomacy is a good thing. It just goes to show how important brand building is for countries and how much using food can help countries gain power and recognition on a global scale. People really care about food. I mean, clearly. And if you can make people care about your food, it's so much easier to make them care about you. And that's what countries with gastrodiplomacy programs have realized. Food is the ultimate cultural bridge. It's a way to bring people together and a way to make people care. As someone important whose name I forget once said, there are no angry people, just hungry people. So I think that's what gastrodiplomacy is all about. I mean, if not creating world peace, at least it makes the world a little bit better and more connected through food, which is just the best way to do it. Thank you for watching. If you have more time on your hands than my significant other, please read some things I wrote about which other countries use gastrodiplomacy. Taiwan, North Korea, not well. And yeah, thanks for watching.